Okay, before we begin, I fucking called it. Hey everybody, I'm Phillip.
And I'm Justin.
And together we are pajamas, and I was right. And we just watched Loki episode 4.
Yes.
A lot of stuff happened in this one.
Yes,
A
an
lot
immense amount.
Yeah, like the plot threads we went through, I thought were going to last us through the season. I thought the reveals in this one were going to like carry up until until episode 6. Nope. Some major stuff happened in this one. Some major stuff happened. So what I mean by when I say I called it, I'm not just referring to the fact that, of course, the timekeepers are fake.
Yes, even when I did see the scene with them being shown and speaking, I still thought to myself, there's still some sort of Wizard of Oz sort of thing going on
down,
here.
Literally written down right there. And it was the second thing I wrote, Wizard of Oz, because you said that in an earlier episode, that it was very Wizard of Oz, and that's the exact same vibe I got. This is somebody's behind the curtain.
It turned out that they were androids the whole time.
I said they're probably machines. But yeah, man, a lot happened in this one. So basically, their Nexus event caused a spike on the sacred timeline. That's how they found them. They got back there, they arrested them, and they kept them separate. And this is when you started seeing how corrupt and how shady the TVA really is, which we kind of said this is all BS, but then just to see how
it had that atmosphere that there's at least something suspicious going on.
But the fact that the main lady was just like being so manipulative and doing so much lying. Before they even showed it, we knew that the one soldier guard person who was in the bar with Sylvie in the past memories, you knew they killed her. Like, she didn't go crazy and then they had to put her down. No. She remembered what happened. Before they even showed it, I wrote my notes. I was like, she remembered what happened.
She remembered what happened before she became part of the organization.
Yeah, which is a huge thing. Like, essentially, like, a bunch of people found out.
So instead of being created, they were kidnapped.
Yeah, they were variants that were kidnapped. So they put her down because she became a liability. But then, the other soldier guard lady, who was enchanted in the supermarket during the hurricane event where they were tracking Sylvie down, she takes Sylvie to that place again. And Sylvie tells her what happened. She's like, I can't implant memories. I can only access them.
She can only work with what she has at her disposal.
Exactly.
She cannot create things.
Right. So then she says, show me. And then, so yeah, Sylvie does. So now we have more than one person seeing that. And then Owen Wilson's character and the main lady have a conversation when she's doing some more, like, why asking all these questions? This is so weird. Like,
and starting to look at him suspiciously.
Yeah, but he's also reciprocating. So they switch the 10 pads, or he does, sorry. He switches their 10 pads. That's when he watches the interrogation of the first soldier lady who was taken by Sylvie to find out where the elevator and everything was, where the timekeepers were. So then Owen Wilson's like, okay. Because Loki's being interrogated by him, and Loki's like, first Loki tries to take credit for everything, which I thought was kind of clever.
And we also found out that the reason why such a spike happened was because of him falling in love with himself as another person.
And
apparently that's some sort of paradox.
Yeah, you'd think so. But back to this. We'll hit that in a bit. He realizes it. Now we understand why he likes jet skis so much. Because he probably had one. He probably loved his jet ski. And then the one thing, when the soldier lady from the supermarket came back from being shown her memory, she was like, I was happy. I was like, ooh.
Having a whole life.
Up till then, yeah. Loki's been put in this like time loop prison. So I think Sissy comes in. I think that's who that was. Loki, in this memory, cut her hair because he thought it was funny. Ever the prankster. And she like slaps him in the face, then knees him in the balls and punches him and knocks him down over and over. And it was just like, ow.
Stuck in a very painful time loop.
Sucks. But eventually Owen Wilson comes back because now he has doubt because he saw the footage. But when he comes back with Loki, main boss lady is there with other soldiers, and she prunes Owen Wilson's character. Like,
Yes, I had assumed that there was some sort of love interest that was blossoming there, but it seems no.
well, I thought at the very least plot armor. Like, and we'll get to that in a second. So then they're escorting both Lokis, Sylvie and Loki, to the elevator. Then main boss lady takes it from there. They both go up. Sylvie asks, why did you, what was my Nexus event? Why did you take me? And with the most smug grin on her face, she says, I don't remember. Flat out lie, because she's done nothing but lie. To everyone. So then, we get there, and in a really cool moment, soldier lady from the supermarket comes back, fight ensues. Everyone's down. Sylvie throws her blade towards the timekeepers, decapitates the one in the middle at the top. His head rolls down. Sparks are flying, and I'm like, Sylvie's distraught because, she didn't get answers.
Indeed.
She wanted to end it, and this is not like we don't know who's really, like, even like they were saying, like, who's behind this then? Who's the person? And then biggest shocker, Loki gets pruned.
Yes, it's something that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that being pruned may not equal death. It may equal like when Thanos snapped his fingers and everyone... Spoilers for the Avengers Endgame stuff. If you haven't seen it, spoilers. This takes place after. Come on. Anyway, when Thanos snaps his fingers and then half of the universe turns to dust, they simply went to another plane of reality. I'm thinking if you get pruned, that might be what happens to you. Like you disintegrate from this plane of existence. Maybe you go back to, you either go somewhere else or something. I was like, I can't see Loki being dead. Like, I think Sylvie is fine as a character, but I can't see Sylvie carrying the franchise on. Not to say she couldn't, because I've done that with Captain America. There's, a new guy carrying the Captain America mantle. I haven't seen it, or I haven't checked it out, but they did it there. So I'm wondering now, speculating what's going to happen. That's my speculation. And then, yeah, it ends with Sylvie holding the pruning stick to main boss lady, saying I want answers. So she knows what's going on. And she can't be the one in charge, though, because they showed her in the past going to abduct Sylvie. And she was like a grunt. She was one of the soldier people. So she worked her way up the corporate ladder. But I suppose if you get to that level, then you find out the wizard behind the curtain. The next episode is going to be so intriguing to find out what happens. And it sucks. We have to wait a week to watch it. We have 2 more to go. We only have 1 day next week together. So I think we can get both of those done in a day.
Yes, it can be done.
So it's going to suck to have to wait. But
we have had much to see already.
Yeah. So yeah, that was basically me going over the plot. So much, because just so much happened. Usually I don't like to do like, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened. But just in order to talk about it in a way that you grab your mind around, I had to, kind of just dissect it like that. Just wow. After the last episode, which was super short, and not a whole lot happened. Yeah, this was like a kaboom. Owen Wilson's character's dead. Loki is dead. I think if anyone had plot armor, it's gonna be the person that the fucking series is named after. Wow, that was some like Game of Thrones level. Like no one is safe. Really, really interested in where we go from here.
I'm very curious. She even said that she has to go ahead and be pruned, but no, that would be too easy.
Yeah.
Because then she would have unanswered questions.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it either.
Of course, if she's a habitual liar, well, how is she supposed to know that then that's going to be the truth or not?
Yeah. At this point, though, like she could still lie, but
if she were to say something, then I would want something much more substantial than her saying something.
Show me proof that what you're saying. Like I want more than just words and some fancy hologram on a screen. But I can also see her saying, "Do it, like prune me," because if she dies, the secret goes with her. So she kept her alive for that reason. So that, like, what the hell is going on here? Give me answers. I came here for answers. Why did you abduct me when I was a freaking child? All she was doing was playing. Also makes me wonder then if there actually was a Nexus event for her and they just kidnapped her.
It's possible.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure there is.
I wonder if there's
But-
an algorithm for exactly which being is to be kidnapped and at what time.
Yeah. Or if they just do it to do it, which is what I'm thinking now, because we knew that the TVA was a bad organization. We knew. We've been kind of harping on it, comparing them to, you know, other things that are less than stellar and have less than stellar backstories and histories and current events as well. So I wasn't shocked, but it's like, yeah, like just manipulative and just kind of evil. If the basis of the group isn't based in honesty, then why would any of their practices be based in honesty? They're trying to keep the sacred timeline? It obviously doesn't exist. Somebody wants a timeline a certain way, so they're kidnapping people if they want to be kidnapped for a certain reason. If it's fucking Loki, if we discovered that Sylvie had been taken on a whim or for some nefarious reason, there will be 100% no surprise from me.
There's so much to think about from this episode.
Yeah. And now, are we going to see the fall of the TVA? We have 2 more episodes for the season, so because like I said, I thought this was going to be the conclusion. I thought it was going to end with us finding out that the timekeepers were in fact who they said they were.
And well, we ended up being correct that they ended up not being these beings. Actually, they weren't even alive.
Instead of getting that in 1.6, we got it in 1.4. So I thought we were going to be still leading up to that reveal. We got it now, so now we have 2 more episodes. So it's like, other than finding out what this is, what's the big season ending plot now? Finding out about the timekeepers was the entire build to try and bring down the TVA, which I assume now is going to be the main plot now, but it seemed like a subplot to find out the truth. It was like, find out the truth, try and bring down TVA. Now that this is gone, now this is the main plot now. Very intriguing where we go from here, since where we are at now is where I thought we were going to be 2 episodes from now.
I've enjoyed this story so far.
Mm-hmm. It's moving very fast. But then again, I knew it kind of would be since there's only 6 episodes, which I'm totally cool with. Short little season, we can fit it in with Doctor Who and more editing, but it's something different, so that's nice. I think I covered damn near everything in my little going over the entire episode, but we'll go through my notes and see if I missed anything.
Phillip's notes.
I thought it was weird that when main boss lady was telling Owen Wilson to go question, his Loki and keeping him away from Sylvie for obvious reasons.
And she did have a good alibi that one is already chaotic enough. Imagine having 2 at the same time, and he did have the first Loki escape.
That is true, yeah. Yeah, so she wasn't in the wrong there, but also it's just because though that Sylvie didn't corrupt his mind. But I thought it was weird that it was Owen Wilson's idea to bring Loki along on the mission, and then they escaped together. They eventually found them. I thought to myself, why is he even still hired? Why does he still have a job? Like, wouldn't he have been taken off the case? One would think.
Well, it seems, evidently, that these workers are expendable.
Yeah, exactly. And then Owen Wilson had a conversation with Loki, kind of making fun of him, like, you fell for yourself. Because Loki is falling in love with himself, which is so on brand for Loki. That Loki would be so enamored with Loki. Yeah, 100%.
I understand it completely.
It's like, most of my notes are like plot points I wanted to hit, but I talked about pretty much the entire damn plot. Loki was about to confess his love for himself to Sylvie, and then got pruned.
It was heartbreaking.
But it's so amusing that Loki would fall in love with Loki. Because it just makes sense. It's perfect. Of any mythological being that would fall in love with themselves, other than Zeus, it would be Loki. Zeus is just fucking horn dog. But Loki is such a narcissist that, of course, yeah, it works. And then everything else in my notes are for my patrons over on Patreon. That was a whopper of an episode. Dang.
It was amazing.
It was good, yeah. It was really good. I've said a few times it's going to be very intriguing to see where we go from here. But
yes, it is a very good question. How can it?
Yeah. Other than finding out the truth, And as you said, we don't know if we can believe her or not.
Well, yes, since, well, she does have a bad track record.
She definitely does.
So even at the point of death, well, I'm afraid that even then, I still wouldn't really believe her completely.
Yeah. And then who has enough power to create the charlatan aspect of the timekeepers? Who has enough power to do that and keep everyone in line? And like that's power, that's control, leverage. Like who is strong enough?
An immense amount. It would have to be someone with an immense amount of those things.
Like powerful enough to make a place where magic doesn't work. That's still been the biggest wow to me about this place. Like who has that much power? If they hadn't shown her in the soldier role earlier in the beginning of the episode, I think maybe she has something to do with it. She might still have something to do with it. But right now, from what I'm seeing, she looks like, top of the food chain, worker bee. So it makes you wonder, is she being lied to as well? Like being told what they want her to hear. It could be one person, it could be a group of people. We don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. That's how you maintain control. That's how you maintain a flock. You tell them what they want to hear. You twist things to fit the narrative. And I think that's what's going on here. She did it to Owen Wilson. I think it's being done to her. It might not be, though. Maybe she has the entire truth and she's just a freaking sociopath that doesn't care.
That's also a possibility.
Yeah, because that smirk in the elevator, you enjoy this.
Yes,
A
she was.
Little sadism there. And unfortunately, we do have to wait a full 7 days in real time to find out the next bits of information, next bits of plot, and ultimately the conclusion of season 1 of Loki. Yeah, I think that's about it for me. Is there anything else you'd like to add about this episode?
No.
Okay. And that's going to wrap this one up. As always, I don't have a fancy outro, so I'll simply say thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.
Goodbye.